perplexed. It's a great word. It's a descriptive word. It's a word that I heard as we began some experiments and introduced some really disruptive conversations and ideas into our church gathering this past week. In some cases, the perplexity was about, why are we talking about this? Or what does this have to do with us? In some cases, the perplexity was, I don't even understand what we're talking about. But regardless, it was great feedback, and it's a great word. It's a great thing to be aware of when you're experiencing this perplexity, because we can go a lot of directions when we are perplexed. Perplexed is a word that comes up multiple times in the writings of Luke, the writer of Luke and Acts. It comes up at the point of resurrection. When the women see the stone rolled away and they go in and the tomb is empty, they feel perplexed. In Acts, when the Spirit comes down and lights on the disciples or the apostles, and they begin speaking and people are understanding the proclamation of Jesus in their own languages from these Galilean men, they're perplexed. They don't know what to do. And they actually say, what does this mean? Perplexity accompanies Jesus' ministry and the work of God throughout the scriptures, because it blows up our categories. It's a new thing that God is doing. God is beyond what we can understand in all of our categories and all of our ways of thinking. That's the point. God is bringing us something new. And one of the symptoms of that newness or that growth or that transformation is going to be perplexity. Again, whether it's I just don't understand, or whether it's, this doesn't fit what I know. It comes up another time in Luke's gospel. In Luke chapter 9, we hear that Herod, when he hears about King Herod, when he hears about what's happening with Jesus and his disciples, is perplexed. And we know how that goes. He ends up being a participant in the crucifixion of Jesus. We often crucify what we don't understand. And so it's of the utmost importance as we try to have disruptive dialogues, as we try to have hard conversations. And I do believe the church is a place where we must do this if we are going to be able to have dialogue in our society. If we're going to be able to be light to the world and salt of the earth, we have to be able to engage differently in healthy ways, hard conversations. And if we're going to do that, we have to decide, what are we going to do with perplexity? We can handle it the Herod way, crucify what we don't understand. Or we can sit like Mary and the disciples and many of the people in the crowds who witnessed Pentecost and say, what does this mean? We can approach it with curiosity, of saying, there's more that I can learn. There's more beyond what I know. We can approach it with hope. God does God's best things through this process of disorientation and discomfort and perplexedness. We can approach it with wondering. I wonder what God might be up to. So whatever you're perplexed by today, maybe it's still you're thinking about our breakfast church conversation on Sunday. Maybe it's just things in the world or things in your life. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to shut down? Are you going to defend? Are you going to be aggressive? Or are you going to be curious and hopeful and wonder what God might be up to? God bless you all today. May God use your perplexity to take you into new and beautiful places.